Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you. So, ready for chanting? We'll start. You can repeat after me. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Start. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So let us start with prayers. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Akshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Scha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, Hare Krishna, I welcome all of you for this today's session of 6th chapter. So let us quickly revise the 5th chapter first, and then we'll go ahead. The 5th chapter is called Karma Sannyas Yoga, and we saw the shortcut or the acronym is STEP. S for stay in this world, that is don't renounce everything, work as if worship to Lord, work with detachment. Then we saw 3 doers. Am I soul the doer, or God is doer, or material nature is doer? So soul can just desire, God will sanction it, super soul will sanction it, Paramatma within the heart, and material nature will actually provide it. So exactly, we can say the doer who is doing the activity, that is material nature is doing. Okay, our body is also made up of matter only, but we only can desire, and the super soul can sanction it. Okay, if we have actually done it. Then equal vision, that is, we can see the verse is Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavini Hasti. One who has the knowledge, this knowledge, he sees everybody equally. a brahmana, a cow, a dog eater, on the same level. So we can see everybody in brotherhood, like as our brother. If we see God as our single father, and then we saw the peace formula, wherein we see Krishna as the ultimate beneficiary of all living entities. He is the controller. Actually, he is the enjoyer. So we enjoy if we help him enjoy. If we serve him, he enjoys, then we feel satisfaction. We feel enjoyed in his enjoyment. We have to understand that by serving. Till the time we don't serve, we will not able to understand that. Because by theory, it is difficult for us how I serve other and how I enjoy. But when we practice, then we understand the satisfaction of God lies our own satisfaction. And then we also saw that how Krishna is the well-wisher of everybody. He is our best ever well-wisher. Now, starting with our 6th chapter, that is Dhyana Yoga. Okay, the 6th chapter is named Dhyana Yoga. So, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. These are some types of yogas which are explained in Bhagavad Gita. So today we'll be seeing about Dhyana Yoga. So I will just relate it with the previous chapter. Krishna told Arjun, all of you know that one should work in devotion rather than giving up the activity itself, giving up the work itself. One should work in devotion. So if we see why we should work in devotion or why we should not give up the activities, because our heart is impure, correct? And our heart is impure, and if we artificially give up activities, then what will happen? Even though we have given up the things, we are away from them, still our mind will think about all those things. Okay? Mind will hover over, or mind will imagine, mind will hanker for those things, although we have given it up. So that is why we have impure mind. So we should give up. We should not give up the activities. We should do the activities. We should work. But just think, if our mind is pure, then what? Okay, if our mind is pure, then should we give up the activities or we should not? That is the question. Okay, suppose we say my mind is totally pure. It will not think about, or it will not hanker for mobile or any enjoyment from this mobile. So is it okay if I give it up, or still should I keep it with myself? Okay, that is a question. Okay, so for spiritualists, it is said that if their heart is pure, then they can give it up. Okay, they can give up everything. If your attachment for this material world, if your enjoyment in this material world does not depend on material things, then you can give it up. And that is what is this Dhyana Yoga tells, okay, in this chapter. So Krishna now tells how a person who have performed Nishkam Karma Yoga. Okay, Nishkam Karma Yoga means what? Nishkam. Okay, there is no fruits. He does not want any fruit. He does karma, but without any fruits. So Nishkam Karma Yoga का perfection जिसको achieve हो गया है, what about that person? Because initial way, suppose we say initial stage, first stage. Okay, first stage, I work, but I am attached to the work and attached to the fruits. Okay, second stage, I work, I am attached to the work, but I am not attached to the fruits. ठीक है, ये second stage हो गया. Third stage, I work, but I am not attached to work. Okay, for such kind of person, I am not one who is not attached to the work, not attached to the things of this world. This kind of person, he is told that he can now go for Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, Ashtanga Yoga and Dhyana Yoga both are same. Okay, remember this. Sometimes I will say Ashtanga, sometimes I will say Dhyana. So आपको confuse नहीं होना चाहिए. Both are same. Ashtanga Yoga and Dhyana Yoga. So such kind of person can go for Ashtanga Yoga. Now let's see what Krishna tells about it. So the summary of this chapter is easy. That's why EASY, easy. E for Krishna tells, this chapter starts with actually Ashtang Yogi has to control his mind first. Okay, that is the first thing for Ashtang Yogi, because Ashtang Yogi has to renounce work, yeah, work renounce कर दिया, और उसके बाद when he goes giving up everything, and then his mind cheats. ठीक है, mind says, and should I go back? Should I again purchase another one? I will not be able to remain without this. ठीक है, so mind control is must for Ashtanga Yogi or for everybody, every person in yoga. ठीक है, one who is practicing yoga, or yoga here वो वाला yoga मत समझो, जो yoga हम समझते हैं, although that is part of it, we will see that, but yoga actually means connection with God. Okay, so one who is a spiritualist, a transcendentalist, we can say, that person has to control mind. Okay? So here Krishna tells about mind, how mind can be our enemy and can be our friend, and then Krishna describes in detail about Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, you can see almost 6.10 to 6.36, almost 50% or more than that of the chapter is about Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga mein what things you do, how to control breath, how to what kind of asana you should have, how you should sit, what should be the exact sitting posture. That reminds me, I should sit straight. So exact sitting posture, then asanas, breathing, all things Krishna tells in detail about Ashtanga Yoga. Then success and failure of a yogi. If a yogi gets success in his life, what he gets, and if he fails, then what is future for such kind of yogi, and later detail about the topmost yogi. Who is topmost yogi? So Krishna tells about yoga in this session. So if you have knowledge of this session, then you will have ideal knowledge, actual knowledge of the so-called yoga propagation in the society. People say yoga, one should do yoga. So we will understand what is actual yoga in this chapter. So I hope all of you are enthusiastic now to hear about yoga. So it starts with controlling mind. Okay. So E for mind, enemy or friend. So Krishna tells nature of mind is what? For him who has conquered the mind, bandhuratmanas tasya yenatmay vatmana jita. For him who has conquered the mind is best of friends. But one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. The mind which is controlled is a friend, and mind which is not controlled, understand that it is our biggest enemy. That Krishna says. Okay, so it's like I will ask you one question. Okay, I expect answer from all of you now in chat box. Knife. Okay, knife. Okay, knife is good or bad? Please tell in the chat box. I want to know. Knife is good or bad? Yes. Please answer. Okay. So Satyji is telling good. Rohit is telling depends. Raj is telling value neutral. Okay. Sai ji is telling good for safeguard, and Satyam is telling bad also. Okay. Shruti madam is telling depends. Okay. Somebody is saying used for cutting. Depends on how you use. Yes. Jyotiji has hit the bullseye. Okay. So yes, Chaitanya ji also telling good and bad depends on the situation. Satyamji used to kill. Yes, correct. So knife in itself, we cannot say it is good or bad. It depends on use of the knife. If knife is in hand of a thief, he may kill a person. Okay? But knife is in hand of a housewife, she is cutting fruits, or knife is in hand of a surgeon, then he will remove some disease or help in removing some part of body which is useful in a person's body. So if in hand of surgeon it is very useful, in hand of a thief or hand of a criminal, it is bad. Correct. So similar is the case of mind. Okay, same is the case about mind. Mind actually has many different lookouts. We can think about mind from different angles. Mind can be like a child. Okay, sometimes, and mind can be like a just a minute, I think there is some problem in this slide. Give me a second. Oh. Okay. Okay. So mind can be like a child. Okay. A child, you have seen sometimes a child, he cries for the toy, the market, and mother it is very difficult situation when the child, he says I want this toy, and mother says no. Then the child cries and makes a lot of hue and noise and so much. All people are watching, and then the child sleeps on the floor, says I want it, I want it, I want it. If mother beats it, child starts crying even more louder. Okay, so that is our sometimes the condition of our mind also. Mind also does like that. Okay? Mind acts like a child sometimes. Sometimes mind, we can say mind is like a monkey. You see a monkey carefully, you'll see it is all the time jumping from one branch to another branch, one place to another place. They'll be always fighting and doing this thing, that monkeys are chanchal in their behavior. So similar is the case of mind also runs from one place to another. Okay? And mind actually troubles us. If it is our enemy, if it is not controlled, it troubles us, like our regularly. Now also mind is troubling us. For class, we think, should I come for class or should I don't come? Should I hear the class or don't? Should I do some other activity? Am I now, see, some people maybe having some work at the same time, this also. So mind is telling you, do this, do this, do this, do that. Like for example, sometimes exams are there. So before exam we want to study, but mind says, अरे यार वो मैच चालू है, IPL चालू है, let me see just for 1 hour or something like that, half hour I will see, 15 minutes I will just see the score for 2 minutes and come back. But then what happens is we go there for seeing the score, and then for half hour or 1 hour we be there, and 2 hours and 3 hours go, and then after that mind says, oh, that mind only who has asked us to see, that mind says, what a rascal you are, and you are so foolish, you are not determined at all. You should have studied, why you went there? Same mind tells like that. When we are studying, at that time mind is thinking of going to some park or going to some other place, and then when you go there, at that time mind says, अरे you should have studied यार, पढ़ाई करना चाहिए था, मैं क्या यहाँ पे टाइम पास कर रहा हूँ. So that is our mind. It is like it irritates us, agitates us, misguides us. That is the condition of our mind. And mind is all the time attached to sense gratification. Okay? Mind follows our sinful desires. Anything bad you think, mind will immediately take hook to it. Okay? It is attached to sense gratification, and what is the result? It degrades us, it entangles us in the material world, to all the activities of this world. So that's why mind is very dangerous. Now if somebody says, in regular routine, how we can control this mind with us? Like we have seen, mind is controlled by intelligence, correct? So we have to make intelligence stronger. So there are 4 things we can do in our personal life to not be addicted, or not be, what we say, not fall prey to the ideas of our mind. 4 things we can do. First is ABCD, 4 things. A is for association. If we have association of people who are trying to control their mind, correct? Who can help you guide into the path of perfection or path of spirituality, or who themselves are having good qualities in their life, who are determined in their personal life, who are good at uh, controlling their mind. If you have association of such kind of people with whom you can practice Krishna consciousness, who can guide you in your personal life, such kind of people, then that actually can help you to give up or to control your mind. Suppose for example, you see you have somebody with you who is actually, while even in train he is having a book with his in his hand, and he's studying there, even in train. So then after going home, at least we will feel, अरे वो तो ट्रेन में पढ़ाई कर रहा था, मैं at least I should study at home at least, है ना? So all these things, like association is very important. If association of good people, association of devotees, if you get, then you will see that your mind troubles less, trouble of mind goes on reducing. Then B, A, B, C, D. A is association, B is book reading. Book reading, especially Bhagavad Gita reading. Okay, here we are discussing now Bhagavad Gita continuously daily. So you will see that daily when you are hearing and reading Bhagavad Gita, it will actually help you control your mind, because you can now give answers to the question of mind or the desires of mind. Like for example, mind says, I want to go. I will take example of husband and wife. Okay, husband is intelligence and wife is mind. Wife says, I want that necklace, I want that necklace, I want diamond necklace. So husband says, why you want? So says, no, the neighbor has, she has, and I also want the diamond necklace. So husband says, but we don't have money, we don't have money. So the wife says, oh, we can borrow from somebody, you can take some loan, but you don't love me, you want, I want it, correct? So what is happening is the mind is becoming more and more stronger and intelligence is becoming weak. And now intelligence if surrenders to mind, because it is not strong, then intelligence says okay, then mind will overpower, and then person does the activity, then action takes place. So first this discussion always goes on. So if intelligence is stronger, then intelligence will say, no, I will not take loan, because if you take loan, then you have to pay EMI, and my salaries are this much, salary is this much, and already I am paying EMI and I don't have money and I will not be able to do. No, I will not take. And wife says, no, please, please. No, I said no. Finished. Then wife should not speak anything. Okay, my wife becomes weak and intelligent husband becomes stronger. Similarly, when we hear this wisdom literature, Bhagavad Gita especially, okay, so our intelligence becomes strong, and you will experience, you must be experiencing, you will experience that, and this will change your everything, including your routine, your behavior, your lookout towards work, everything it will change. Why? Because everywhere what we say, mind interferes. If you want to get up early, mind will say no, sleep. But now when intelligence is strong, mind says no, sleep. Then it will say no. Intelligence says we should get up early. That is perfect. Getting up early, and I will chant early, or I will practice some spiritual activity early. I will, for students, they may want to study or whatever. So intelligence is strong, then you can get up early. Intelligence is strong, then your work, what we say, job, work, whatever you do, sometimes you say, oh, I will do it later, although we have so much time. Oh, I will see some movie and then I will come back. No, intelligence says, no, you work it, finish it today only. Like this, mind control will help us. If mind is our friend, it can help us in everything, every part of our life. But for that, intelligence has to be made strong, and that happens by reading Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and Bhagavad Gita gives us a spiritual lookout, spiritual eyes. Chakshu, it is a Shastra Chakshu. That is the word for that in Shastra. These are, our eyes are called Charma Chakshu. Okay, chamdi ka chakshu hai, chamdi se bana hua. But by reading Bhagavad Gita, we get Shastra Chakshu. So our attitude toward the life changes. When we see anything after reading Bhagavad Gita, after understanding Bhagavad Gita, our attitude will be different. Earlier we saw everything, every animal as, a normal animal, like not as good as a non-living thing. But after reading Bhagavad Gita, we understand that there is soul and these are also part of God. So we respect them. So our lookout changes for everything and everybody in this world. We will become best person in this world, gentleman. Srila Prabhupada told that devotees are the best gentlemen, he said, in this world. So one becomes like that. So controlling mind. So A, association. B is book reading. C, anybody can guess what is C? All of you know, but just I wanted to know. Anybody? Yes, Ashiji has told perfectly. That is chanting. C for chanting. So daily regular chanting. All are chanting here one round daily. That is very nice. But I urge you to daily chant in morning. Morning chanting is even wonderful. That is like the best part of your day. If you chant in morning daily, and it's not that you should chant only one round, because 24 hours we are living, at least 1 hour we can give for God. Correct? So don't give 1 hour as of now if it is not possible. At least we can give 10-15 minutes, because for one round it takes around 8 minutes or 9 minutes for us to complete one round. So in morning, if you get up early and if you chant 1 round, 2 rounds, and 4 rounds, whatever possible for you, so that will give you a very nice experience. At the same time, that chanting will purify us from within. So chanting has to be done. At least evening we are doing. You can try it morning also. So we have to increase our chanting up to certain things. Srila Prabhupada first of all told his disciples that all of you should chant. Foreign disciples, okay? Foreign disciples, all of you should chant minimum 64 rounds daily. Okay, 64 round means it takes approximately 8 hours daily. So foreigners, they were shocked. They were not used to this thing. So yes. So Srila Prabhupada told, okay, reduce it to 32, but it is 32 rounds takes at 4 to 5 hours. So Srila Prabhupada told, minimum we should chant 16 rounds at least. Okay, so that is 16 rounds Srila Prabhupada told. So many devotees, they chant 16 rounds, but we start with 1 round first. Okay, 1 round we have to become regular. Then actually we can increase 2 rounds, 3 rounds, whatever possible. But ideally we can increase quantity first. That is important. So at least I am urging you that if you can chant 1 round in the morning and 1 round in the evening, your day is like in between Krishna, both way Krishna, both side Krishna, and your day is in between Krishna. So your day will become Krishnaized. Okay. So A, B, C, and what is D? D for diet. Okay, diet, that is Krishna Prasad. Okay. So you may say, why we are focusing so much on diet? Actually, we don't do this offering seminar we saw 2 days before in the 4th session we saw offering. Normally we don't do that in this session, but I showed you just because if you want to know how to do offering, or if you start doing offering, then the food you eat becomes purified, and that also makes us more purified. And the more we become pure, the more we understand spiritual knowledge, more we can digest spiritual knowledge, and more we can become spiritualized. So all these things help us in our spirituality. Okay, so Krishna told till now that mind is our enemy, but we can make him our friend. Okay, we have to make it our friend so that it will be always with us. Yes. Yes, I will send this PDF only to all of you. Okay, I will send this PPT to. Yes. Okay, now Krishna tells about Ashtanga Yoga. Very deep. We will just go through it. You should have Bhagavad Gita and you should read about all these things. ठीक है, उसमें भगवद गीता में ये सब श्लोक आपको पढ़ना चाहिए. बहुत सारे do's and don'ts है, but हम उसको ऊपर से देखने वाले हैं. ठीक है. तो क्वेश्चन आएगा आपको अभी, योगा यानी क्या? So you may say, what is yoga? Is it a paranormal development or is it physical exercise? ठीक है, वो हॉर्स पे देखो how physical exercise, or is it gymnastics, or it is austerity of the body. पूरे body का austerity क्या है? योगा क्या है? ठीक है. What is yoga? Yoga is called as ladder बोल सकते हैं, फिर joining, connection. ठीक है, connection between God and us. ठीक है, soul का connection God से, that is called yoga. योग, ठीक है, बोलते हैं ना हम लोग, you must have heard कुंडली का योग है, दोनों का योग है, या शादी का योग है ना. योग means connection. So मराठी if you all know, so मराठी पण म्हणतात ना, योग आले तेव्हाच झालं, चांगले योग आले है ना. योग actually means connection, joining. So yoga means what? The connection between soul and God, super soul. That is called yoga. So many people have actually taken out different meanings of yoga, and they are using yoga in different ways, different purposes. Okay? Like see, there are so many books on yogas. People have made yoga on chair yoga, chair dancing. You can see chair person, chair dancing yoga. And then there are so many. See this yoga, tennis yoga, awareness through sport. So this yoga, इसको योगा नहीं बोलना चाहिए. This can be called as physical exercise. Okay, but if you say yoga to somebody, he will only remember 99.99% of people, they will remember exercise or Ramdev Baba wala yoga है, जो भी ये सब yoga remember करेंगे वो सब लोग. That is not the yoga what is Krishna tells about. Krishna tells what is yoga. Iti uchate yogi. Who is yogi? One who performs yoga. Who is he? One who is connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is said to be yogi. जो connected है, that is yogi. Yes. So if you are connected to God, that means you are yogi. You are performing some activity to connect with God, you are yogi. So that is actually yogi. Now Ashtanga Yoga, what Ashtanga Yoga says, Ashtanga Yoga has all these things. Okay, these all steps starting with yama, niyama. Okay, starting with these all things. Yes, yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dhyan, dharana, and samadhi. So these are the 8 stages or 8 steps in Ashtanga Yoga process. Okay, one who is actually wanting to attain God by this process. So yama, niyama, yam is external disciplines or external activities, do's and don'ts we can say. Okay, next slide will explain it better. See this slide. Yama, niyama. Yama means what? Do's. Okay, so every action will have do's and don'ts. Actually, if we say actually the dhyana part, Ashtanga Yoga is dhyana yoga, correct? So dhyana part is this part. ठीक है, यहाँ से लेके तो यहाँ तक, दिस इज एक्चुअली द ध्यान पार्ट, मेनली दिस 3 एक्चुअली वी कैन से. ठीक है, ध्यान पार्ट. और उसके पहले वाले जो है, ऑल दीज आर इनिशियल रिक्वायरमेंट्स और प्रीरिक्विजिट्स फॉर परफॉर्मिंग दैट ध्यान. So yama is do's. What are the do's and don'ts? So every person, many people say why spirituality have do's and don'ts. Okay, why हमें ऐसा करना पड़ता है, वैसा करना पड़ता है, ये क्यों है, वो क्यों. Everything has, every process or every activity in this world has do's and don'ts. Somebody has to go to job, there are do's and don'ts. What are the do's? You should come on time, you should perform the work on time, you should go out at this time, lunch time is this. So these are the do's. What are the don'ts? Don'ts mean don't disrespect boss. That is the first don't. Okay. Second don't is you have to do your duties, responsibilities properly or whatever. These are all don'ts. You should not criticize others. You should not do politics. You should not do time pass during the work times or whatever. These are all don'ts. So there are do's and don'ts in everything. So this Ashtanga Yoga also there are certain do's and don'ts which are taught. And then there are these 2 things which are actually famous as yoga. Okay, as somebody in chat box said, Ashiji, she said that asana and pranayam. Okay, Patanjali Yoga Sutra है ना? So Patanjali Yoga Sutra describes about this asana and pranayam. ये सब चीजें. So asana is the sitting postures, various sitting postures which control the body. So they are doing variety of yoga postures, asana. They are called asanas. Mayurasana and Bhujangasana and Parvatasana, and there are so many asanas. Mayurasana I had what is one of the difficult asanas. Okay, I also tried. So these asanas you must be doing yoga, doing this yoga, this daily exercise. Better we can call it exercise. Okay, so these asanas, these postures, they are for controlling body. And pranayam, okay, so the prana air, prana air which is surrounding the soul. Okay, soul ke surrounding में the prana air is called. With that air only soul comes out. Okay, along with that air. So that prana air उसको control करते. So we control breathing process control करते. So actually the control of breath. Okay, so ये दोनों चीजें help in controlling mind, especially the breathing process. It also helps in controlling mind. For such a person who is going for Ashtanga Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga is for not for all. Ashtanga Yoga का पहला principle क्या है? What are the do's? Give up this world and give up your family, give up everything, go to forest. That is the first thing Ashtanga Yoga says. Yeah. Then there you should have a proper asana, alone, secluded place. Okay, alone, a secluded place हमें जाना है, और there you have to set your asan and then you have to do all these postures and everything ये सब करो and then meditate, do dhyana. Okay, so see here next picture. So yama niyama. What yama is? Should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. Niyama, he should be temperate in his habits of eating. Don't eat too much, don't sleep too much, work, recreation, all these things. Okay, don't do that. Then pranayam, practice stopping the movement of outgoing breath into the incoming and incoming breath into the outgoing. You can please ask this to Ramdev Baba. I will not be able to explain. Okay, but control that and thus at last remain in trance. Then asana, lay kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin. ठीक है, deer skin से cover करो. The seat should neither be too high nor too low. why deer skin or tiger skin, why they use that deer or tiger, मरे हुए deer और tiger का जो भी why skin, because insects और वो सब they will not come, ठीक है, that is वो क्या बोलते हैं उसका, ये होता है फीचर होता है उसका, insects और वो सब नहीं आते, this I heard from somebody. So the seat should be neither too low nor too high. One should hold one's body, neck, head in a straight line. Stare steadily at the tip of nose. Unagitated, subdued mind, without fear, completely free from sex life. One should meditate upon Krishna. One should meditate upon God. So this is asana, pranayam, then pratyahara, cessation of material existence. Forget this material existence. Nothing exists. ठीक है, भूल जाना इसको. Dharana, mental activity, disciplines his mental activity, becomes situated in trance, devoid of all material desires. He is said to have attained yoga. This person, he is above the body platform now. Okay, above the body platform. Yani he understands himself to be soul. Dhyana, focused meditation of on Supreme Lord. Okay, focused meditation of on the Paramatma within our heart. Focused meditation. As a lamp in a windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendental self. So this is the Ashtanga Yoga. Okay. So Samadhi means he is now fixed now. Okay. Even he can never be shaken now. Even whatever difficulty comes, he can never be shaken. That means totally different from body now. Okay. Perfection of Samadhi. Yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. Krishna tells that yogi whose mind is totally has got fixed on the Paramatma within his heart. Okay. So he is perfect. Okay. He realizes qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is freed from all reaction to past dates. So यहाँ qualitative identity यानी क्या बोला गया है? So see, there are two things. One is the soul, and one is super soul. Okay. So soul is part of super soul. Soul is part of God. Correct. Soul, when he understands, many people say I am God, or soul is God. Atma hi Paramatma hai. So what is their concept actually? Soul is not in quantity. Soul is not one in quantity with God, but in quality, soul is one with God, because it is part. Like for example, राइस लगा हुआ, इतना सारा राइस है, ठीक है, राइस में आप अगर आपको you have to see many Mataji can do this, you daily do this at home. What they do is they cook rice, and to check whether the rice has been cooked or not properly, so they take only any one particle and they will check it. They will say yes, ये cook हो गया है. You don't need to take every particle and उसको ये करके देखना, दबा के देखना. They don't need to do that. ठीक है. So every drop of the ocean, okay, every drop of the ocean is actually equal to ocean, because every drop will have the similar amount of salt, similar amount of whatever contents and as ocean. But in quantity, ocean is very big. Okay, we cannot say quantity, it is same. So quality and quantity, yes, we should understand that. Just a minute, you can please mute. Somebody's voice coming. Okay. Yeah. So in quality, it is one. Okay, it is not in quantity. We should understand that. Okay. So person meditates. Now here I want to clarify one more thing, all of you, that the Supreme is different for different yoga people. Okay, जो practice कर रहे हैं, ठीक है. So if we say Supreme, please forgive me, my handwriting is very bad. ठीक है. Supreme for Ashtanga Yogi, Supreme for Jnana Yogi, and Supreme for Bhakti Yogi is different. Okay? For Ashtanga Yogi, the Supreme is who? The Supreme is Paramatma. Paramatma, that is Lord within our heart. Okay? For Jnana Yogi, जिनके बारे में आगे देखने वाले हम लोग, Jnana Yogi, the Supreme is the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, or impersonal Brahman. And for Bhakti Yogi, the Supreme is Krishna, we can say everything like just, sorry, I should the form of God. Okay, so Krishna tells in Bhagavatam it is said that these are the three features in which we can understand God. Okay? Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaniti, Shabdate. God can be seen or can be what we say experienced in these three features. So lowest of this is Brahma Jyoti, okay, impersonal feature where form is not, it is not having form, impersonal feature. Above that is Paramatma, that God can be realized within heart of a person. Okay, he is there within heart. What Ashtang yogis are doing, okay? And topmost is the form of God, and that is we see like Krishna or form of Vishnu. Okay, that is the form. These are the three what we say yogis, and they have three different kinds of what is supreme or what they want they are trying to achieve. Okay, so let us move ahead. Just a second. Okay, so now who can you may have this, you may think, okay, I will do Ashtanga Yoga. So can anyone do this Ashtanga Yoga? Is it so easy to do? You should have unagitated mind, material desire nahi chahiye, koi desire nahi chahiye, complete celibacy, no sex life at all. It's like a lamp in windless place. ठीक है, कैसे लैंप वेवर नहीं होता विंडलेस प्लेस में, like that one should be there. Habits very regulated, so it is very difficult for a person to do because mind is very chanchalam. So Arjun is telling, oh Krishna, my mind is restless. Okay, we will recite this verse together. Chanchalam he mana Krishna, chanchalam he mana Krishna, pramati balavadridam, pramati balavadridam, तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये, तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये, वायोरेव सुदुष्करम, वायोरेव सुदुष्करम. Arjun is telling, Krishna, my mind is restless, it is turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. Oh Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. Arjun is telling, I can control wind, but controlling mind is difficult. And this is not in Kali Yuga. It is in Dwapar Yuga. Dwapar Yuga में बहुत controlled लोग, environment बहुत अच्छा था, ठीक है? But now in Kali Yuga it is almost impossible, very difficult to control mind. So what to say? Arjun is telling like that, who was so controlled. So what about us now? So what Krishna says is, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. So Krishna told two things here to control our mind. One is practice and second is detachment. By practice and detachment, we can control our mind. So we say, na, out of sight, out of mind. That you must have heard this statement, out of sight, out of mind. That means if you don't keep the thing in front of our mind, then mind will not think about that thing. Mind will not get attracted to that thing. And that we will become detached from that thing slowly. And practice daily, we have to do that. Daily, we have to try to control our senses. Daily, we have to bring mind back to what we say, the activity we are doing. And you will see chanting is the same thing. While we chant, what we do is, like suppose we are chanting. So I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In between mind says, oh, that work is pending. I have to do that. I should have to call him. Then, no, I say, no. Come back. Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare. Immediately mind says, Hare, his birthday is there. I have to wish him. No. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. So what I'm doing here is, I am bringing the mind back again and again. Okay? This is called abhyas. Abhyas ye na tu konte. So we have to do this abhyas. When we are chanting, we have to bring mind back on the mantra again and again. And by this, what happens is our mind gets controlled. Okay? By this, mind is getting in control. It is becoming habituated to come here. Initially, I will have to say no. Again, come back. But slowly, what happens is, by practice, then I don't have to, even if mind goes immediately, if I just, by movement of eyebrow, we can bring our mind back to our chanting. Okay? We don't need to say like this, no, don't do that. No, we don't need to become angry. Srila Prabhupada's Guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, used to say that daily mind is so obstinate, we should beat the mind with shoes and झाड़ू से मारना चाहिए. रोज सवेरे झाड़ू से मारना चाहिए, रात रोज सुबह बूट से मारना चाहिए और शाम को झाड़ू से मारना चाहिए, लाइक दैट. So that means we should daily morning we should actually chant, ठीक है, and clean our heart. And daily we should perform kirtan, ठीक है, we should perform some spiritual activities in our daily, do some service. Mind will say no, don't do that, don't do that, I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy. But when you slowly go on doing that, go on doing that, then mind will become subdued, शांत हो जाएगा. Then it will not actually affect you again, ठीक है. We have to but continue that. It's like an hunter keeps the animal within the cage and keeps a watch on that animal, correct? If hunter is, what we say, for some time, if he becomes lenient, if he sees some other place and goes something and does something, the animal may come and attack him and kill him, correct? So similarly, a yogi has to control his mind throughout the life. He has to go on continuing that, and when the mind is controlled, still he has to keep a watch on it, because again it can become uncontrolled, again it can take over. So yogi has to keep a watch on it. That's why yogis always, that's why there are so many don'ts they do. Like many people, they say, many brahmacharis, they say that we don't want to come in close contact with females. Why? Because same thing, correct? Mind actually can, they have control mind. It's not that they don't have any control over their mind, but what happens is, if at all they give chance, okay, so for sadhus or for sannyasis, it is told that they should remain away from women. That is what is told for sannyasis. They should remain away from women. So one should try to continue control mind, at the same time keep a watch on it whether it is controlled or not. Yes. So Krishna now tells about what is the win-win situation, okay, for a yogi in this life. And what is that win-win situation? So it starts with Arjuna asking question. Arjuna says, okay, Krishna, somebody gives his whole life practicing this yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, कर रहा है प्रैक्टिस, गया सेक्लूडेड प्लेस में जाके बैठा और फोकस कर रहा है, ही इज डूइंग ध्यान धारणा समाधि पूरा डूइंग. बट ये थोड़ा एक स्टेज में, ध्यान के स्टेज में, अभी धारणा और समाधि के स्टेज तक नहीं पहुंचा, अभी परफेक्ट नहीं हुआ है. He has not yet realized the Paramatma within his heart. ठीक है, रियलाइज नहीं किया, पहुंचा नहीं उस स्टेज तक, तो उसका क्या होगा? अगर वो सक्सेसफुल नहीं बना, he dies in between, उसका लाइफ खत्म हो गया, और एक्सीडेंट या समथिंग व्हाटएवर हैपेंस, he may die. तो वो मर गया, then what will happen to such kind of person? ठीक है, because you may say that ये riven cloud की तरह, ठीक है, riven cloud जैसे क्या होता है, एक बड़ा क्लाउड होता है, and from that cloud a small cloud comes out, ठीक है, and goes to join some other cloud. But what happens is, because of the push of air, both big clouds they go away and the small clouds is going in some other direction. Then this cloud remains, neither I am of that cloud and neither I am of this cloud. Okay? So what about this spiritualist? He practices to a certain extent in his life, gives up everything, renounces everything, and focuses on the super soul within his heart, does all these yogas. And what if he doesn't become successful in this life? What happens to that? So Krishna tells, punya kritam lokan uchit chashvati mata samah suchinam shrimatam gehe yoga bhrashto vijayate. So the unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Krishna tells, this kind of person, what happens to him? He goes to Swarga Lokas, ठीक है, higher planets where there is enjoyment is freely available, ठीक है, enjoyment is available. यहाँ के जैसा नहीं है वहाँ पर, यहाँ के जैसा hot environment all, whatever the best thing you think in this world, best availability of atmosphere, best availability of riches, all the facilities, food, everything to multiply, raised to the power 10 or 100, we can say, is available into the Swarga Loka. So all devtas, they are residing there, devta ke log. So a person who dies like that, he actually has, that means he has got a person who has performed yoga in his whole life, given his life for that, and such kind of person, uska जो pious credit से वो बहुत high है. And what Krishna does is, Lord is so merciful, he gives him birth there, ठीक है, he enjoys there for a sufficient amount of time, and then again he comes back on earth and takes birth into family of righteous people, or some brahmana, or some family of spiritual family, or a rich person, like that. So he can take birth. Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe. Suchinam, Suchi means pure, okay, pure family, or Shrimatam, that means Shrimanta, Marathi, है ना. So rich people. So some rich house, Krishna gives birth to that person. So what Krishna is telling, what is the best yoga in the next slide. But before that, I would like to tell you that this is mercy of God that we bhakti yoga or the spiritual process. What happens is if you complete it for suppose 50% in your past life, in this life you will start with the 51%, 51%. That 50% will not be lost. Now in this world we see that if we become doctor, even if you become doctor MBBS, okay, but still when we die next life, what happens is again we have to start with ABCD, same knowledge, right? Nobody, if we say no, I am MBBS doctor, no, everybody say no, you have to start with ABCD. Nobody will accept that, correct? But in spiritual life it is not the case. When we give our time for spirituality, time for bhakti, we should understand that what we say, the credits are going in eternal account. They will not be reduced at the time of death. So if you have practiced 50%, it will start from 51 in this life. And that's why we have seen many people, they are very young, but they take up bhakti very fast. Okay, somebody is practicing 10, 20 years, and this boy, he is 18-year-old, and he comes to temple, and then he says, what is this chanting? What are you doing? So we told, oh, this is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He said, okay, I want to know. He takes Bhagavad Gita, reads it, and next day morning, he's coming morning 4:30 for morning program in temple. And daily he is whole time doing services and behaving so nicely, and his scriptural depth increases. We should understand that this is because of his past life. Okay? Past life he has done certain level of activity, and now he has been given birth in such kind of family, pious family, where he had sanskar like that, and now he will be able to take up immediately. And when he takes up, he is very fast. Okay? बहुत fast वो ले लेते हैं. They take up spirituality. So that is mercy of God that we have this kind of remembrance of our past life. At least bhakti ka jo hamara level hai, that status hai, that remains there, and we start from 51, or if you are on 80, then you will start from 81. And you may have heard about some people who take sannyas. Okay? There is sannyas around at the age of 5, 10 or so. That means we should understand that they have completed a sufficient amount of their quota in past life, that this time from this life they don't have any attachment even right from childhood for this world and for the worldly things. So that is what. So we all have come in association. Today all of you are hearing Bhagavad Gita, today all of you are chanting. Please be sure that in past life you have practiced to a sufficient extent. That's why in this life again you are coming in contact with God. Right? So somehow or other, if you have practiced sufficiently in past life, you will somehow or other come in contact with spirituality, come in contact with Krishna. Krishna never leaves you. Right? So he will somehow or other come. Like I will give example. Once what happened is Srila Prabhupada told to his foreigner disciples. This is a story. 5 minutes will take for this story. Srila Prabhupada told his foreigner disciples to distribute Bhagavad Gita, distribute spiritual books at that time. Now, whole India, ISKCON, actually, whole world, ISKCON distributes many books, Bhagavad Gita and spiritual knowledge to people. So, Srila Prabhupada at that time, he introduces, he told, you should go to every house, you should go to every place and tell them that, please read this book. So, one disciple, he took it very seriously. He took the books of Srila Prabhupada, okay? Translated books, and he took those books, and what he used to do, he used to go to every home and show the picture, please take this book. Okay? He was not knowing much philosophy, he was very new foreigner devotee. Okay? He said, please take this book, it's a very, very nice book, please take it. So he was doing this for his guru, he was not knowing what it is. So he went to one home and he knocked the door. Okay, yes. Okay, just, yes. So he knocked the door, and after knocking the door, one old woman came, and that old woman, she saw, immediately he showed the book, that is Ishopnishad. Okay? I don't have that book with me right now, but Ishopnishad, that book has Lord Vishnu's form, okay, in front, by photo, Ishopnishad. So he showed that, and she saw it, and she was continuously watching at it, and immediately she had a heart attack, and immediately she fell down and she died. That woman. everybody, that devotee, he was so fearful. He said, what happened? What happened? And later on, all devotees, they went to Srila Prabhupada and they said, what happened? So they came to this conclusion that maybe this woman, she might have completed to a huge extent in her past life, but a foreigner woman. And now some percent, just something was remaining, maybe some desire, because of which he got a next life. And now just to remove that desire, एक लास्ट खत्म, पूरा लाइफ हो गया, अभी लास्ट में वो खत्म होके शी सॉ दैट फोटो एंड नेक्स्ट लाइफ might have, that must have been her last life or whatever. ठीक है, so we don't know, it's just a story I am telling. So yes, yes, I will show. Yes, so like this, we don't know how much we have practiced in our past life, but we are getting this spiritual life. That means we have practiced something. That's why again and again it will come in. If you don't take up spirituality now, tomorrow somebody else, after few years, somebody else will show, or maybe you may give up this life, and then next life again we have to do. Like Raj has asked question that what if somebody has not completed 50%, fails to do 50% in this life, then he will take next third janma, he will lose. What else? Yes, he will take next janma. It goes on. He will take janma. It is not a one lifetime thing to complete, to perfect one's life. Correct? वो one life में इतना किया, फिर next life, like that it goes on. So Srila Prabhupada used to say, we should anyhow become very serious in spirituality, take up bhakti to your heart, and finish this business in this lifetime. Srila Prabhupada used to say like that. Don't wait for many lifetimes. You should be very sincere, serious, and without ulterior motives while practicing spirituality. Okay. So now Krishna is telling among the yogis who is the greatest or what is the best yoga. Krishna is telling a yogi is greater than ascetic. Okay, what is best about yogi? First of all, yogi is better than ascetic, तपस्या करने वाला, और greater than empiricist, जो speculate करते हैं ऐसा होगा वो ऐसा होगा. बहुत सारे लोग हैं ना, they write many books and they speak many rubbish things, and we may call them as intelligent class of people. ठीक है, such kind of people. Or there are some fruity workers, कर्मकांड, big yagya for their benefit and whatever, कर्मकांड वाले लोग, fruity workers for fruits, but they have God in picture, but they do for fruits, okay, for themselves they do. So from all these things, above all these things is a yogi, one who is trying to achieve God, okay, yogi. So Krishna is telling Arjun, be a yogi, don't be ascetic. जो साधु जैसा रहता है, ठीक है, भिक्षा मांग के रहता है, वो सब है. या फिर कोई बोलता है बहुत ज्यादा नॉलेजेबल पर्सन है और वो बोलता है ये ऐसा all this same empiricist, फिर फ्रूटी वर्कर है. Better be a yogi. And then Krishna tells about the topmost yoga. So see, you can take a screenshot of this. This is the hierarchy of all the yogas. Okay? Karma yoga, then Dhyana yoga, then Ashtanga yoga, and then Bhakti yoga. These are the, we say, this is the ladder. So Karma yoga is Nishkama Karma yoga पे जाना है हमें. That means the activity. Karma yoga means one does good activities, ठीक है, related to scriptures और वो सब ऐसे करते हैं, ठीक है. Then he comes to Nishkama Karma yoga, ठीक है, that means activity without fruits, but still there is no God. Nishkama activity without fruits. But if you offer those fruits, you come to Bhakti yoga, ठीक है, that is like Bhakti yoga. ऊपर direct topmost पे जा रहे हैं हम लोग. In between the Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga means they get knowledge, they read and they get knowledge, and so much knowledge they have with the help of that empirical knowledge, or with the help of that what we say Sankhya Yoga knowledge, they try to understand God, and they especially understand the Brahma Jyoti or Brahman. They try to merge into Brahman and all these things. So Jnana Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga, as we have discussed, Ashtanga Yoga, by controlling the breath, controlling the body, they try to see the Paramatma or God within their heart. Okay? So that is Ashtanga Yoga. And the topmost is Bhakti Yoga. You may say, why you are telling Bhakti Yoga is topmost? Okay? Somebody may say, Dhyana Yoga highest ho sakta hai. So somebody may say Ashtanga Yoga. So I am not telling, this is Krishna is telling. Okay? So this is the verse 6.47. Of all the yogis, this is the last verse of 6th chapter. Krishna is telling, of all the yogis, one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatendantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam sameyukta momata. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is biggest and is the highest of all That is my opinion. Krishna is telling who is the topmost, who is the highest? One who is a bhakta, the devotee. Okay? Bhakti yoga, one who practices bhakti. That means renders loving devotional service to God. That is the topmost, Krishna is telling. So, coming to conclusion, okay? We'll again just, this is the conclusion. Bhakti yogi, how Bhakti yogi does is, he does service with love. That is Bhakti yogi. I'm just writing the what is a summary of whole chapter. Okay? Then Karma yogi. What is Karma yogi? What does he do? Karma yogi. So he does detached work. Detached action. That is Karma yogi. Then Dhyana yogi, about which we will see after 12th chapter. After 12th chapter के बाद में ज्ञान योगी बाद में, he studies elements of nature and last one is Dhyana yogi, meditates on Atma. These are the 4 types of yogis. Okay? Bhakti yogi perfects his life by doing service with love to God, directly to Krishna. So having deity, worshipping Krishna, chanting daily, that is service with love. Offering food to Krishna, offering flower to Krishna, serving him, giving the knowledge of Krishna to others. That is service with love. Karma yogi, he does detached action. Then Dhyana yogi studies elements of nature. ठीक है, 24 elements क्या क्या है, earth, air, fire, water, ether, वो सब elements को study करता है. ठीक है, accordingly then he understands soul is something different from the matter. And then God, and then he tries to understand that Brahma Jyoti is there. And then Dhyana yogi meditates on the Paramatma. Ashtang yogi, by controlling breath, controlling body, meditates on Paramatma. So yes, hello. Let's see, revise the chapter. Okay. So first we saw easy is the shortcut. E for enemy or friend. Mind is enemy. Mind also works as friend also. So we have to make it friend by controlling it. Ashtanga Yoga. There are 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. What are the 8 limbs? So those 8 limbs are Yama, Niyama, Pranayam, Asana, Dhyan, Dharana, Samadhi. Somebody wanted to take pictures, so I am, yes. Okay, you can take picture of this, those who want. So these are the 8 stages, 8 steps of Ashtanga Yoga. Okay. Okay, and then what if person falls? Okay, a yogi falls from his posture, he does not reach to the topmost, then Krishna tells that he will enjoy. Still there is no loss. Okay, there is no loss. Neha vikarmanashosthi pratyavayarna vidyate swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. It is said that even if you do some activity, little bit advancement on this path of spirituality, then swalpam, swalpam, thoda bhi kiya, it can trayate mahato bhayat. It can save you from biggest danger. Okay, Krishna says. And then yogi, who is yogi from all path, the bhakti yoga is the best. Krishna is telling. So thank you very much. We finish with this chapter. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Jyoti ji, what I will do, I will send this PPT. Okay, I will send this PDF, make it PDF and send it on the group so that you can use it. Okay, so we'll take 1-2 questions. Yes, there are some questions here. Yeah, sometimes we don't know that we are getting addicted to something like mobile. Yes, that's why we have to keep watch on ourselves. Like I told, the yogi always keeps watch on mind, where the mind is going, what it is doing, what it is thinking about. Immediately bring it back on the thing we want to do. Yes, how many rounds I chant? I chant 16 rounds daily. Yes. One slide. Okay, Patanjali, yes. Mahasamadhi. Yes, some people take Mahasamadhi. Yes, intentionally they end their life. They take Samadhi. That is like which yoga? Then that is Ashtanga Yoga. Okay. But many people, they just for show off, for name, fame, sometimes people take Samadhi and they are not on that stage, and then they take Samadhi and then people put stone and cover it, they die bitterly. It was seen one yogi, he was not perfect, he has not perfected, and then he was put into, he said I will take samadhi, and later on people said no, don't take Mara. He said no, I will take samadhi. He said so and so day I will take samadhi. He was not on that level to take samadhi, not reached to that level that he can understand I'm not body and I'm soul. Okay, but still he took, and then what people did, people put him in a big hole and they covered him with a stone, and then later on it was seen that he was cracking inside, loudly calling out water. So condition kharab. They took him back again, I think. So so same Krishna is telling don't renounce artificially. So that's why Bhakti Yoga is very simple. You chant and dance, must cook, prasad, eat whatever you want, offer it to Krishna, eat it. Everything is good. Do dancing, kirtan, be with devotees, do work, whatever it is. Like Bhakti Yoga is perfect. Actually. Very happy process. It is called as Susukham. Very happy process, Bhakti Yoga. Yes. How detachment helps mind control. Yes. See, if we keep the mind away from senses, okay? If we keep mind away, like I told, out of sight, out of mind. So when our senses are not engaged, senses are like mechanical machines. Okay, they just show. She say, "Ha, I want it." The mind actually hooks to that thing. Senses show this thing, mind hooks to that thing. So if we control our senses, yes, sense control, then mind will actually be a control on itself. Like it is said, this part is mind, and these five fingers, they are senses. So this hand in itself cannot do this part, wrist or whatever we say, this part, hand. So this without the fingers, it will not do anything. Finger can only hold something. If we give up, fingers are not there, then it will not be able to hold anything. Correct? Mind is like that. So mind works through senses. So if we control our senses, then mind will also become controlled. Yes, I will share. Yes, Satyamji is asking, can we do Ashtang Yoga for its benefit of its health? Yes, asana, pranayam, yes, we can do for health benefit, no problem at all. Yes, but that can be called as exercise. Okay? We should not replace it with our spirituality or bhakti. That is not the case. Many people say like that. Many people say doing yoga, they consider it as spiritual, but it is just part of total 8 process. Okay? Yoga के process है वो, उसमें से 2 part है. So it should not be replaced with spirituality. It can be used for health benefit, no problem. Yes. Is Purush Prakriti same as God and the created world? Yes, Purush is God. In future chapters we have it, and Prakriti. Yes, Prakriti is the creation of His creation. So yes, we have today finished early, and question answers we took for some time. 8:45 is our target. Okay. Thank you very much for coming, and tomorrow we'll continue with our 7th chapter. And please come on time for chanting. Hare Krishna.